Yes, guys, I may or may not know that was Yayoi in the suit, which has many other questions and implications of itself. But right now, I gotta save Tetsuya. Tetsuya, are you alright? Hey, are you people going a little overboard? Oh! Okay, ow. Before I can make a sound, I felt an impact. I had been hit by something heavy and blunt, like a police baton. It's probably not like a police baton. It probably is. I only realized this after I started falling. No, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. I'm resilient. I heard Alice's voice and my fading consciousness returned. Dude, she brought me from the brink of passing out. I somehow caught myself, but there was no one around me. You wanna fucking go? Come on, let's do this. We're in a real dream. I don't know this world anymore. Wait, you... Well, what? Take me away? Having followed me, Hirasaka grabbed my arm and stopped me. The man in protective gear glared at us. My first instinct was to protect Hirasaka, but just as I thought that, Oh, dude, he's got a sprite. He's fucking important. The man looking at us froze. Wait. Ah, never mind. As the smoke cleared, a man wearing a suit instead of protective gear walked toward us. Oh, okay, never mind. I might be right. Upon seeing his face, Hirasaka gritted her teeth. It's your dad, isn't it? Yup, there it is. Dude, I did not expect him to look this way. He looks like he could crush my soul. Their eyes looked similar, but his were overwhelmingly colder. What is this world anymore? The man didn't even look at him. Though he seemed cold and uninterested in what was happening around him, he didn't look entirely steady as he looked at Hirasaka. Hirasaka grabbed my arm tightly. What? Don't touch my little Kaiko. She said in a tiny voice. I could tell she was scared. Then he made a face like he had just realized that Hirasaka was clinging to me. Whoa! What? He ordered without hesitation. Two people in protective gear approached us. Nope, the order is given. I'm fucked. Oh, okay, never mind. We're good. No. The man turned away and Hirasaka released my arm. Tell him. You tell him, Alice. You get right in his face and slap him. Seemingly no longer interested, Hirasaka's father didn't bother to turn around. Wow. He turned at the sound of Hirasaka's voice. Friend, and sometimes little sister. I always protect these women. They're my little sisters. Not in this world, though. Oh god, I accidentally clicked. Why did I do that? Hold on, we can fix this. Hold on, I need to hear his whole spiel. Oh, no, don't do the quick jump. God, he's just he's so beefy. He checked with me. I was worried about Tetsuya, and I couldn't condone what they just did. But I couldn't force Hirasaka to cover me anymore. I silently nodded. The men in overprotective gear, did I just say overprotective? Ah, whatever. Watching this, then looked at Hirasaka's father's face. Seeing this, Hirasaka released her fingers holding onto my arm. Oh no. Yeah, what the? This is really weird and fucked up.
アリス、あんたちょっと黙ってなさい。
Damn. Alright. Club Press stopped Alice, who looked like she might try to start something. Yeah.
ややい、何言ってるの？だって。
Oh, oh.
いいんです。すいません。こんなことに巻き込んで。
What? Where am I? Is this actually a dream or is it actually real? I don't know, dude.
平坂さん。
And why is this happening?
ごめんなさい。東さん。それじゃあ。さようなら。
No, we're gonna save her. It's fine. She followed her after her father, who didn't even look back. Alice had tried to follow, but Club Press held tightly onto her hand, and I knew that if I got in the way, I would just worry her even more. Saki saw them off in silence as well. The surroundings finally started to return to normal again. Normal? You call this normal? There was still some commotion as a result of the episode in front of the station, but for the most part, the immediate area was now empty.
あれが恵子の父親。なるほどね。
That's where the breath I just took and went to. Club Press, who barely said anything before, finally opened her mouth.
なんで止めたの？あんなの良くないのに。あそこで食ってかかって、私たちに何ができたの？
Yeah, it's really just doing nothing, honestly. Alice fell silent. She looked different from normal.
弥生先輩。あのバカ。いや、あんなんじゃバカになってもしょうがないかしら。まったく、どうして親が困りものなとこまで似てるのよ。
Club Press ran a hand through her hair in irritation. She wasn't her usual composed self. Yeah, we can't just leave her. It's just, huh? What? Whoa! I suddenly got dizzy and my vision went dark. Whoa! What's happening to me? Hello? Saki looked in my face and went pale. When I put my hand to my head, something sticky stuck to my palm. Blood? Whoa! Oh, was it because I got thwapped? Oh, from when I got hit, yep. I relaxed a little, but there was a lot of blood coming out. Oh. Dude, like you just like, holy shit. There's no need to panic, guys. I'm just...
少しは慌てなさいよ。頭からそんなに血が出て。
I might pass out at any point right now. I seemed to get calmer the more the others panicked. For the time being, I think I'd like to go to the hospital. But it also seemed wrong for me to be the calmest one. Fucking smacked it. Kaiko, what the fuck? What is... like, you... oh, god damn it. I hate everything. Because I can't tell what's real. What? Oh, that sucked. I was sitting on a chair in the hallway with a bandage wrapped around my head. Dude, think of the fucking hospital bills just for that. After the fiasco with Hirosaka, I had gotten dizzy and passed out. Saki had to call for an ambulance. I ended up waking up inside the ambulance. It turned out to be nothing major, but it was extremely awkward. I had still lost a lot of blood, so I was treated and examined. Yeah, still a pain.
それにしても貧血で倒れただけって言うけど、血が少し出たくらいで貧血ってなるものなんだね。
I didn't know you could just become anemic.
いや、あれはいろいろあって疲れてたのも原因じゃないかしら。
I thought that was a thing you were just born with. Like, you know, like if you were just, I don't know, dude. I nodded in agreement. The doctor had said something about me being exhausted, too. I thought Saki was being strangely quiet, but it turned out she was fiddling with her phone a little ways away. Apparently, this was an area where it was okay to use your phone, but who is she calling? She's got like a lot of connections. Hey, Saki.
兄さんにあんなことして傷物にするなんてただで済むと思ったら大間違いよ。
Yep, she is. She's got those connections and she's working on using them. Saki had a scary look on her face as she called someone. It was like she hadn't heard my voice at all. The way she looked made it difficult for Club Prez and Alice to approach her.
もしもし、高原さん？いえ、遊んでるわけじゃありません。事情があって今病院にいます。
I want you to kill the Hirasaka family. It's like, what? As soon as she said hospital, a panicked voice could be heard on the other end of the line.
私じゃありません。兄さんです。今、ほっとしませんでした？してませんよね、高原さん。
With a lovely smile, Saki checked with Takahara-san after hearing her reaction.
いい顔してるわね。ほんとさきちゃんってトール絡みになると怖いわ。
Yeah, she gets a bit out of hand sometimes, but you know, what are you gonna do? You don't need to be so scared. She's on our side. It would take something pretty big for Saki to seriously do something bad. We were smacked in the head with a police baton and was bleeding profusely without even realizing it. I think that's pretty big.
それでトール、さきちゃんはどこに電話してるの
？Her house. Didn't I tell you her company's her company? Her father is the president of a security company?
聞いたような、聞いてないような。
Do you ever pay attention to anything that I say ever? Alice tilted her head, obviously trying to disguise the fact that she either didn't know or had forgotten. Well, anyway, she's probably trying to ask someone from the company about those people from earlier. You know? With the smacking of the head. After all, they were a dangerous group that quickly resorted to violence. Even if they only existed in the dream, the people here might know about them. Just like how we'd be able to look up everything about Christmas on the smartphone. As a local security company, they had probably already investigated those people.
そう、なるほど。ええ、はい。
Watch is gonna be like, man, there's nothing I can do. My hands are tied. Takahara-san seemed to know something, and so she and Saki talked for a while.
人は出せない？言いがかりで兄さんが殴られてるのに？
Yup. Hands are tied, man.
高原さん、まさか兄さんはハスノの身内じゃないとか言うつもりじゃありませんよね。
Saki's voice suddenly grew sharp, enough so that the people around her moved away. They just do the slink away slowly.
ふん、そう。なるほど、そうなの。へえ。
なんか、さきちゃんがますます嫌な笑い方してるけど、なんだろう、私怖い。
You know, although I'm used to this, I'm pretty scared too. That's how she smiles when she's concerning me about something. Or cornering me about something, not concerning. I mean, when she's concerned about me, yes. Cornering? Why would... Oh, I don't often get to see her do it to other people.
他の人を追い込むところなんて普通見ないからでしょ？というか、そんなにちょくちょく追い込まれてるの？
Yeah, actually. You haven't noticed? As we talked, Saki continued conversing with Takahara-san. No one wanted to butt into Saki's over-the-phone verbal sparring match. I wonder what happened with Hirasaka.
そうだ、稽古に電話してみたら？通じるとは限らないけど、もしかしたらってのもあるし。
No, you just yeah, you got a bunch of bright ideas, but I actually don't have her phone number, so... Eh? Said Alice, emphatically.
あんなに仲良かったのに、教えてもらってないの？
I don't ask people for their number. No? You wouldn't happen to actually know it, would you?
ごめんなさい。私も聞いたことないわ。
See? Nobody knows. You just... I thought maybe Saki would know, but... Seeming to have heard us, Saki shook her head from side to side.
知らないみたいだけど。
Hirasaka. I guess this was a product of our extreme lack of sociability. I wish somebody knew, but it looked like it wasn't going to be that simple.
というかトールが聞いておけばよかったんじゃないかしら。
You know, if I had a penny for every time I should have done something, but I just didn't, you know, she might not have told me.
ケイコって結構トールには懐いてたし、聞けば教えてくれたんじゃないかな。
Yeah, the odds of her actually giving you the number are 100%. Club Prez nodded. What do you guys think Hirasaka and I are?
そういえばトールって私の電話番号も必要になるまで聞いてこなかったわね。
Well, that's true. I couldn't tell her that I had actually been too nervous around her and had previously missed the right opportunity to ask. But apparently not noticing my intention, Club Prez looked at Alice and gasped.
そういえばいつの間にかアリスともメアド交換してたし。何？私トールに嫌われるようなこと何かしたかしら。
Oh, you stop. You're the first route. Calm down. I was just too timid to ask you for your number, you know? But aside from that, after you worked me half to death on my off days, do you really think I haven't done anything? Think you haven't done anything? Not me. This ain't me.
トールのことを重労働させるようになったのは番号聞いた後じゃない。
So in the end, the reason I hadn't asked her for her number was because I was too timid.
というか、二人ともお休みの日も一緒なんだ。いいなあ、仲良くて。
Well, now you're with us like every day until we get this sorted out. Since Alice didn't have any friends, or at least she didn't remember them, she grumbled enviously.
というかトール、休みの日に私と遊んでるってサキちゃんに秘密じゃなかったの？
It was true. I was hoping that Saki was too engrossed in talking to Takahara-san and not listening to what we just said, but, you know, anything pertaining to you? She's got her eyes and ears open.
わかりました。それじゃあその件は戻ったら、ええ、きちんとお話しさせてくださいね。
Jesus. With an artificial pasted-on smile, Saki hung up.
兄さんが弥生先輩と休みに何をしているのかは今度また別の機会にじっくり聞くからいいとして。
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, dearest. I'd like to postpone it indefinitely, please.
これからどうするつもりですか、兄さん。
Oh no, the music just cut out. Didn't look like she was going to listen to me, and she clearly had no intention of postponing or canceling anything either.
どうもこうも稽古のことでしょ。ほっといてもいいんじゃないの？
Yeah, but this is too skeevy.
だからなんで弥生はすぐそういうこと言うのよ。
It's just so skeevy.
だって稽古のことを助けるなり関わるなりするってことはあの父親にも関わるってことでしょ？
Yeah, and we could get rioted again.
稽古と親が仲悪いのなんて夢の外でも中でも変わらないわ。なのに下手に首突っ込んで痛い目に遭いたくないもの。
弥生、それってやっぱり冷たくないかな。
I mean, it's Kaiko that we're dealing with, so of course she's being colder than usual. Contrary to Alice, to me it didn't seem like Club Prez actually meant what she was saying. She lacked her usual aloof attitude, so it was like she was purposefully acting cold.
アリスの言ってることはきっと正しいわ。それに稽古の父親はものすごく強引だった。だけどそれでも父親はあの男なのよ。なのにさっき知ったばかりの私たちが首を突っ込むの？
うん。だって稽古は困ってたもの。
I mean, Toru's a meddler, so, you know. Disregarding Club Prez's attitude, Alice spoke as though this was common sense.
だからやっぱり私は稽古のことが心配だし、できることはするよ。
Showing no hesitation, Alice nodded firmly in response to Club Prez's words. Club Prez gave me a wry smile and put her hand on Alice's shoulder.
そっかそっか。もうちょっと見て見ぬふりして生きてないといつかがっかりすると思うけどね。
Sounds
い
like
いんじゃないですか。どのみち私もあのパーティーは邪魔をしに行くつもりでしたし。
Of course you were. But what you always said sounded like foreshadowing and I didn't like it.
さきちゃんはなんで？クラスメートがかわいそうだから？
No, because they fucking hit me.
それもありますけど、あの人たち兄さんを傷つけたんですよ。吠え面かかせたい理由なんてそれで十分じゃないですか。
Here's the thing. We already know Saki's like a super secret agent or whatever with fucking gun skills. So, wait, she could do whatever she fucking wants. It scared me a little that Saki could giggle as she said such a thing, even if it was for my sake.
トール、何が何でも生きてね。何かあったらこの子が世界とか滅ぼしそうだから。
Honestly, the only way this could end peacefully is if I die, you know, in my bed of old age. That's really the... I don't plan on dying that easily. And even if something happened to me, I doubt it would turn into such a big deal. Club Prez, I'm going to help Arasaka too.
この女ったらしめ。夢物語なんだからほっといてもいいじゃない。
Damn. Because that's fucked up.
女ったらしいね。弥生先輩にそう言われるってことは何か理由があるのかしら。
Oh. God damn it. Still set to scary mode, Saki gave us a wonderful smile. Club Prez, why'd you have to go and say that? Saki, I haven't been doing anything that you don't know about. I mean, you don't know about the boob diddly, but that's another story for another day. That happened a long time ago. But your parent-child relationships are a pain. So it'd be harder. It'd be better if you guys stayed out of this. We'll just make things harder for Arasaka if we intrude too much anyway.
白状者。そこもついでだしまとめて引き受けてやるくらい言えばいいのに。
Don't be ridiculous. I'm not Arasaka's big brother or her boyfriend. Why do I have to go that far? I was just a friend who lended her an ear when she wanted to talk. That's all I wanted to be.
じゃあどうして助けに行きたいの？稽古可愛いし、やっぱりちょっといいところ見せたいとかそういうの？
Why am I just played as the bad person? It's not that. Alice seemed still unconvinced.
じゃあ兄さんの動機が下心でも善意でもないとしたらなんでですか？なんとなくでもなさそうだし。
It's because this is a dream, like Club Prez said.
夢だからってどういうことよ。どうせ目が覚めたら消えるんだし、ほっとけばいいじゃない。
I got the feeling Club Prez understood why I was trying to stop them because their words sounded forced. But Saki and Alice still weren't getting it. It's because the contents of the dream might affect reality. Of course, I hope they don't, but because that possibility existed, I couldn't overlook this situation. Normally, you could say that this was just a dream and, you know, just dismiss it. But in Arasaka's case, things almost got crazy. And that commotion had almost led to me not being able to wake up again. Ooh, as if remembering that, Saki looked a little worried.
つまり夢の中で婚約しただけじゃなくて、それが本当になっちゃうかもしれないってこと？
Because we know that dreams can blend into reality, and now that we somewhat know that this is actually a dream, it might just actually happen. Of course, this is all just speculation, but still, this dream felt closer to reality than normal dreams. That's why I was worried.
どれもおせっかいね。もしもこれが稽古の見てる夢だったらどうするの？
みんなが大事にしてくれるお姫様の婚約パーティー？まあ確かに女の子らしい夢だなとは思うけど。
But that, to me, it's weird that they would show another Kaiko dream or, you know, rather than continuing on to somebody else that we haven't seen yet. It's real. Maybe Alice is like the amalgamation of everyone else's dreams put together. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's what. I wonder if Arasaka would really dream about that. I mean, I can't speak for her subconscious desires, but the dream that Maya had shown Arasaka earlier had a slightly similar atmosphere to it. A sociable Arasaka who was liked by people, that had a bit of a princess feel to it. Also, I got the feeling that Arasaka would be able to handle things, even if it was against a father like that.
ねえ兄さん、例えばなんだけど。
I don't like what if. Saki thought of something and it looked like it was hard to say, but she said it anyway.
平坂さんに限った話じゃないんだけど、この夢って今までとなんだか様子が違うじゃない？
Yeah, that's what I was saying pretty much.
それってもしかしてマイヤちゃんがいなくなったせいでこんなことになってるのかな？
Ooh, I actually hadn't thought of that. Because she was the guide, essentially, to the dreams, and would show us what we wanted to see, rather than things we didn't. So, oh no! Club President Alice didn't say anything in response to Saki's words. I wonder. I responded as curtly as I could. From the time this dream began, I had gotten a similar feeling. Maya had invited us to a relatively gentle nightmare that went however we wanted, but those were dreamlike dreams. Now that Maya's guidance was gone, we were having a realistic dream that didn't seem like one. Yeah, so I didn't know why in the slightest. But the problem was that the dream might be affecting reality.
だけど、あの時の稽古はマーヤの言う通りにしてたじゃない。この間はあれだけ私に啖呵切ったのよ。そう簡単にこの夢を受け入れると思う？
But it just feels so real. She might if her father forced her, right?
なんだ、兄さん結局そこにも首を突っ込むんじゃない。
I always stick my nose in everyone's business. You're getting my reasons backwards. It was true that I didn't want to stick my nose into a parent-child relationship any more than I had to. I was just being forced.
まあ、そういうことにしておいてあげようかしら。
Even though Club Prez must have been the one who understood my conflict the most, that was all she said.
あと弥生、これが稽古の夢だったり願った通りってことはやっぱりないんじゃないかな。
あら、そう思う理由は何かしら。
It's just something that I don't think she'd...
さっき稽古、トールが相手ならよかったのにって言ってたのに、その婚約相手はトールじゃないんでしょ？
Oh shit, you're right. True. If I was, it would be strange for me to have been hit by the police baton and now be in the hospital.
確かに平坂さんも兄さんが相手だったらいいのにって言ってましたもんね。
But that didn't actually happen, or was not a thing. If I was, then we probably would have been able to settle things more easily instead of agonizing over it in a place like this. The other three made sour faces.
そんな風に言うのはちょっと稽古がかわいそうだよ。
What? Alice pointed right at my face.
稽古がトールならいいのにって言ったのはそんな楽だからなんて意味だと思ってるのかな？
No, well, it's a hard to understand situation, so she would probably like it to be someone she knows, right? That came out a little more bluntly than I would have liked. I wasn't Arasaka's family or her boyfriend, and I hadn't even known her for that long, literally like a few days.
へえ。じゃあトールにとって稽古ってどんな関係？
Senpai and underclassmen, not upper class. Oh, jeez. Also friends and busybodies who get involved in each other's lives. Although I might be the one who got her involved in this time, in this time. So if we had gotten betrothed, there would be nothing for us to rejoice about. It would be cause for surprise and disturbance instead. And yet, Alice and Club Press were both giving me irritated looks. Whoa!
まあ兄さんがそこで調子に乗るとは思ってなかったけど。
まあトールだもんね。さきちゃん今までよく頑張ってきたね。
Wow. I see how it is. The two of them patted Saki's shoulders in sympathy. I could guess the reason, so I decided not to stir the hornet's nest.
仕方ないわよ。トールは臆病だもの。
Wow. Alright. Just keep shitting on me. Club Press said clearly and dramatically. My words caught in my throat. I thought I wasn't as interested in girls as the next guy, but there were times when I worried that wasn't the case. Well, no point in staying in the hospital forever. Just as I was about to say that, my phone started ringing. Uh-oh. But when I looked at the screen, it was an unfamiliar landline number. I hesitated a little, but decided to answer it. Hello?
先輩、よかった。この番号でよかったんですね。
Kaiko, what the fuck? What do we do? Harsaka! Good. You seem to be alright. When I said that name, even Club Prez looked relieved. Huh? Did I tell you my phone number or something?
あ、いえ、すみません。前に蓮野さんがかけているのを見て覚えてました。
Damn, you got that photographic memory. You're good. Did she just glance at it and memorize it from that? Anyways, where are you calling from right now?
水郷タワー水郷ビルです。父の目を盗んで部屋の電話を使ってるんです。
You are sneaking. Sukyu building was the building that contained the party venue we saw on the monitor in front of the station earlier. Apparently, Hirasaka had already been taken there. Do you know exactly where you are in the building?
いえ、だいぶ上の方だっていうのは分かってるんですけど、部屋の中にもそれが分かるようなものがないんです。
Well, time for me to get rid of my fear of heights real fast. What can you see from the window?
駅が見えます。前に私が歌っていた広場とは反対側です。
Then the window must have been facing north. That alone narrowed things down significantly. Got it. I'm going to go and check things out. Oh, and if you get the chance, feel free to escape on your own.
先輩、こっちに来るってどうするつもり？
On the other end of the phone, I heard a voice call out to Hirasaka. Oh, they found out. With that, the call ended abruptly. The last thing I heard was the receiver being put down and then the monotonous end of call tone. Oh, I'm gonna go get Hirasaka and bring her out before the party.
私も行く。トール一人じゃ不安だし。
Alice raised her hand instantly. Although this was a dream, that didn't necessarily mean we'd be able to do whatever we wanted like we had it up until now. I wasn't sure whether I should try to stop her, so I hesitated.
ダメです。二人とも何言ってるの？
Well, security should be lighter now than on the actual day, right? Ah? So we bring her out, and then we hide her somewhere for the duration of the party like Tetsuya and them were saying.
この場はそれでよくても、後々禍根が残らないといいわね。
Yeah, but...
だけど、後が怖いからって今何もしないのも嫌だもの。
そういうの、かっこよく聞こえるけど、後先考えてないとも言うのよ。
Lapras said with a wry smile, next to her Saki's side.
兄さんもアリスさんもそう言い出したら聞かないのは知ってるけど。
But what?
当日パーティーの警備はハスノも参加するの。だからそっちからどうにかしようと思ってたのよ。
So that's what she'd been talking to Takahara-san about. In that case, we have even more reason to go now, right? I didn't want to get in the way of the Hasuno family when they had done so much for me.
大丈夫よ。 その辺もさっき簡単にだけど確認したから。
Saki, you're a hero. Saki had an evil look in her eyes.
ハスノの警備はあくまで外側だけ。式場内は例の兄さんに怪我をさせたやつらだもの。面目も潰せて平坂さんも助けられる。さぞかし楽しいことになるんじゃないかしら。
You know, she gets scary when she's like, you know.
ごめんトール、私やっぱりサキちゃん怖い。
I know, right? I am too. I have been. What are you saying? You're not that different when you feel like it. With a smile, Club Prez reached her hand out toward me, but I grabbed her wrist before she could do anything.
メンツ潰すだけなら今誘拐しに行ってもいいと思うな、やっぱり。
Don't call it kidnapping. That just makes us, oh, we the baddies. And we knew that we couldn't disgrace them without it turning into a big ordeal. Well, I'm sure Hirasaka wants out too, so I'd like to at least go check on her.
だけど水郷ビルが今どうなってるのかもわからないのよ。
Well, that's why we go and find out.
今から家に帰ってその警備の話とかパーティーのこととか調べてくるから、その後じゃダメなの？
I could tell Saki was really worried about us, so I was unable to keep deceiving her. Hirasaka sounded anxious on the phone, so I'm gonna go do what I can. If something happens to me, I'm counting on you, Saki. I want you to break in and start blasting kids. Not actual kids, but I mean, like, I should just stop saying words sometimes.
まったくもう兄さんは。
Because it makes it sound really bad. She looked utterly annoyed, but still managed an amused smile.
それがもうちょっといいところ見せたいとか下心だって言うならまだわかるのに。
Well, I'd imagine that worrying about someone and wanting to show off to them go together. Club Press smiled wryly too, even though I was just saying what I was thinking.
まあいいわ。二人とも行くならお行儀よくしてくるのよ。
やっぱり弥生は一緒に来てくれないの？
Are we gonna all do this without Club Press?
いやよ、そんな誘拐犯みたいな真似。私、あんな警棒で殴られたくないもの。
I don't think they're gonna hit a pretty girl like you with a baton.
兄さんもまた殴られるかもしれないのに、どうして行くのよ。
Literally, I'm the tank. I have the aggro range, so if anyone tries to attack you, they'll just redirect their attack to me. I was about to say that, but I was worried about Hirasaka being in such a place, but I suddenly became embarrassed. Don't worry, I won't do anything reckless. I'm just going to check it out with Alice. Of course, if we get lucky, we might bring Hirasaka back.
うん、そうね。様子見様子見。門前払いされてすぐに帰ってくるかもしれないしね。
That's not actually gonna happen. We'll probably end up having a Toru Alice adventure for a little bit. But Alice and I were planning on going as far as we could, and Saki didn't believe it would end with just going to sea either.
もう二人とも人が心配してるのに。
When we're done, we'll go back to your house. Saki looked like she didn't trust me at all, but that was another matter. Security really just might be so tight that we'd come right back anyway.
本当にもうアリスさんも無茶しちゃダメですよ。何かあったら兄さんを止めてくださいよ。
うん、分かってるって。了解了解。
Saki didn't trust Alice's carefree answer at all, so she gave up inside.
止めたいならもっときちんと止めたらいいんじゃない？
兄さんたちも心配ですけど、平坂さんも心配なんですよ。
She's having many conflicting of emotions. It seemed Saki was unable to seriously try to stop us because she was conflicted about Hirasaka's situation. I don't know whether Club Prez was enjoying the situation or whether she was just her usual self. But she smiled and waved a hand at the unconvinced Saki.
それじゃあ行こうか。
Alright, before anyone stopped us, we left the hospital. We'll see you guys later. You know, it's just gonna be our little adventure. Doing fuck knows what and getting caught. The Emerald City Tower building, more commonly known as Syukyu Building, was located down the main street of the Syukyu Station. The lower levels were a shopping center and open to the general public. And I hate these flowers. Above that were commercial offices that were off limits to anyone but authorized personnel. Several companies occupied that space. So near the top, there's a hall where you can hold wedding ceremonies and a venue where they can hold exhibitions. And there's an observation deck with restaurants for members. We knew it as we knew it as the most expensive spot in the city. On our way here from the hospital, I'd been crudely explaining what I knew about the Syukyu Building to Alice.
へえ、このビルってそんな風になってるんだね。
Dude, this building is insanity, Alice said as we looked up at it. A fair bit taller than any of the other buildings in the city skyline. The Syukyu Building almost looked like a tower. Then I guess you've never been up there?
ないよ。この辺はなんとなく見覚えがあるから来たことあるんだと思うけど。
Since I was barely familiar with the building as it was, I checked the map in front of the elevator. Well, now what do we do?
何食わぬ顔して行けるとこまで行って見つかったら逃げるか走るっていうのは
I like it. So haphazard. If Saki were here, she would probably get mad and say, "That's not checking things out." On our way here, we tried to manipulate the dream, but it looked like we couldn't do anything more than what we could do in reality. So this was about to be the only thing we could think of that we could do.
じゃあ他に何かあるのやっぱりサキちゃんと一緒に当日になってからどうにかする
That sounds like it'll cause a bigger commotion. So I'm going in right now.
なんだ結局やること一緒なんだ
Guess so. We laughed at each other. Well then, let's go find the princess. Our princess is gonna be in another castle. No, Balzette, why? No, we memorized everything we could, such as the locations of the stairs and elevators. Then we decided to casually go look for Hirasaka. Yeah, you casually just looking, huh? You just do whatever you want. We thought maybe we could go to the top by elevator, but things weren't that easy. The direct elevators were off limits to the general public, but that didn't mean we had no way to go up. We went through the business floors via the stairs as we aimed for the floor Hirasaka was supposedly on.
大丈夫こっちは誰もいないみたい
Okay, good. Alice looked ahead and beckoned me to follow. We had made it to the end of the business floors and had reached the beginning of the upper levels. There's probably security cameras or something. Are they just not looking at them? Maybe they checked the recordings afterwards or something? If we could just get Hirasaka out, we could probably manage just about anything else. With these thoughts in my mind, I walked with Alice, pretending to be lost. Pretending.
だけどトール稽古のこと勝手に連れ出してパーティーまでめちゃくちゃにしてやろうなんて
Listen,
変なことになるんじゃないかな
Alice, shh. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I wonder. I get the feeling that this is the kind of dream where once the big climax is over, then that'll be it. I had no proof, but that was the feeling I got. In fact, the party itself felt like it was the point of the dream. Would the dream continue after the party ended? Dreams don't continue. Foreshadowing! Right, normally they don't continue.
あ、トールも実は私もなんだだからきっとちょっとくらい無茶しても大丈夫だよね
We'll be fine. We stopped and Alice checked around another corner.
これさきっとクリスマスって夢なんだと思うだからクリスマスが終わればきっとまた次の夢が始まるんじゃないかなって
The next dream? I can only hope something crazy doesn't happen in that dream too. But we couldn't just think about what was coming next. We had to do something about the Christmas party in this dream. This way. We walked down another hall. We hadn't seen a single person since we came up here. We acted as naturally as we could as we walked around, still careful not to be found. It was like we were in a movie. I couldn't tell if security was really lax or if we were subconsciously altering the dream because we wanted it to be that way. No, we're gonna get to the room and it's gonna be like, ha ha ha, you fell right into my trap. Or some shit. But so far we were able to go up and up without any problems.
それでトール、ケイコがどの部屋にいるか分かってるの？
No, we're fucked. I got a pretty good idea from that map back there. How does he just know? We had to avoid the front of the elevator where the directory board was out of fear being spotted. But I discovered an evacuation route map next to the stairs. Now we just had to find the rooms that had a window you could see the station from. There was an area with guest rooms, but there were hardly any that would have had windows facing the station. So all we had to do was search the rooms that had such windows, according to the map.
なるほど。適当にぶらついてるだけじゃなかったのね。
I was hoping we weren't. Alice and I peered around the corner, checking the area. Then we quickly walked through when no one was looking. Wasn't there a video game like this? I thought as we arrived at the room, frighteningly easy. Uh-huh. You keep saying that. It's easy.
どうするの？
Now we bust down this door, Alice whispered, giving me a look. If someone else was inside, we wouldn't be able to get Hirasaka out easily. Since this area was off limits to the general public, we couldn't hang around for long in the first place. I knocked on the door anyway.
はい。何でしょうか？
Hello? Hello, Kaiko. I was relieved to hear Hirasaka's voice. If someone else were in there, she probably wouldn't have answered herself. Room service. The door opened immediately.
言いたいことはたくさんありますけど、中へどうぞ。
Look. Alice and I entered the room. Hello? Operation Save Kaiko. Surprised that it wasn't just me, Hirasaka closed the door immediately after we went in.
なんで本当に来たんですか？
We're here to break you out of here.
さっき助けに行くってトールが言ったじゃない。
Hearing Alice's state this so matter-of-factly caused Hirasaka to be slightly taken aback.
今のうちに帰ってください。見つかったら、今度こそどんな目に遭うか分かりませんよ。
Look, if I can take a police baton to the head... They did hit me in the head before. I would probably just worry her more if I told her I'd been in the hospital, so I kept quiet about it.
だけど、今なら見つからないで行けるんでしょ？だったら、ケイコも一緒に行かない？
Alice said, taking Hirasaka's hand.
こんなわけのわからないパーティーなんて付き合う必要ないでしょ？それは。
If you don't want to go, then we won't force you.
ここまで来てそんなこと言うの？
I'm just saying, you know, we can't... If possible, I'd like to get her out, and I'd be worried if we left her here, but circumstances are different from before. It might affect reality. If you insist on staying behind even after what you said to Club Prez, then I ain't gonna force you to come with us. Yeah, just give her, just throw that little... If you're gonna just go back on your word. It came down to what Hirasaka... It came down to what Hirasaka wanted to do.
先輩、こんなことになってるのって夢だからですよね。まあ、さすがに現実で急にお姫様になったりしないでしょう。
You don't know that. Not unless you're a princess all along, but we're hiding it from everyone or something like that. That'd be really silly, huh? What do you think?
そんなわけないじゃないですか。
Okay. Hirasaka sounded a little annoyed.
ただ、夢ならそれでいいじゃないかって普通なら思うんだけど。
Yeah, but in Hirasaka's case, There had been a time when Dream Hirasaka and Real Hirasaka almost switched places.
はい。
Remembering that time, Hirasaka clenched her fists and nodded. That's fine. Do as your dad says. If you say that this weird engagement is just a dream, then...
先輩は言い方がずるいです。
Really? I played dumb, but I knew that if I talked like this, it would make Hirasaka mad.
まあ、トールがそんないやらしい言い方しようがなんだろうが、この後どうなるかは変わらないのにね。
What do you mean? Alice's confident expression gave me a bad feeling.
だって稽古がなんて言おうが私が連れてくから。そうなればトールももちろん協力してくれるでしょ。
It might have been a bad idea to bring you now I think about it. Ah! You're really willing to go that far?
けど強引さで言えば先輩も大差ないと思いますけど。
In a different way. Duh. I am.
ええ、自分の思う通りにしたいっていうわがままさで言えば同じくらいじゃないですか。
Completely ignoring us, Alice puts her hands on her hips.
トールも稽古もこんなの間違ってると思ってるんでしょ。だったら何もしないなんておかしいじゃない。
Alice said matter-of-factly, puffing out her chest. That was probably Alice's idea of justice, a glimpse of her conviction. I couldn't help but admire it.
それをあなたが言うの。
Motherfucker. I turned around to a sudden voice. Of course, there was no one there. Oh no, I'm losing it.
先輩、どうかしましたか？
Oh god, no. Oh no. Hirasaka tilted her head. It looked like no one else had heard the voice just now. The voice I just heard, without a doubt, was Maya. I just... Whoa! Uh-oh. Just as I tried to tell the other two this, the door of the room opened. My body tensed up for a moment, but it wasn't Maya who came in. Oh, he's the kind of man who would pick me up and chuck me out the window. It was Hirasaka's father. Some men in black suits we'd seen on the way here followed him in. God damn it, Maya still exists! They might have been friends on of the people who hit me. Even if they weren't, they sure weren't allies.
お父様、この人たちは。
お前は何も言う必要はない。
Good lord. Daddy? No, he didn't sigh or show any sign of emotion as he looked at us. His expression was frigid.
ちょうどよかった。稽古のことで言いたいことがたくさんあったから。
Despite the situation, Alice faced him head on. Dude, Alice is ballsy. Like, she just doesn't care.
あのね、いくら自分の娘だからって、こんな強引なのは良くないんじゃないの？
他人に家族のことをとやかく言われる覚えはない。
I figured that was how that was gonna go. Alice didn't falter in the least. But Hirasaka's dad didn't seem to care.
他人なんかじゃない。私は稽古とは友達だもの。
Slap him in the face, Alice. I'll show him.
友人ならば何をしてもいいと。そういうのか？
I mean, you shouldn't be able to do whatever you want just because you're the father.
どうしてそうなるの？
ここは関係者以外立ち入り禁止だ。少なくとも君たちの立ち入りを許可した覚えはない。
Shit, he's got us there, Alice. I apologize for entering without permission. In regards to that, we're wrong and you're right. God, we're just bending over for him. Alice cried out in surprise, but for the moment I ignored her. But we want to ask about a different matter. Is this engagement something Hirasaka, Kaiko-san wanted?
先輩。
Before he had been looking at us, but not really paying attention to us. He couldn't be bothered to be conscious of us. At least that was the impression I'd gotten from him. Now it felt like he was looking at me for the first time. As her friends, we were worried about her, so we came to ascertain that she would be okay. It's true that the means we used aren't something to be praised, but
すべて稽古のためだ。
yep, it's not really, just didn't really for her. It's not real. He replied shortly.
そんなの勝手に言ってるだけでしょ。稽古がそれを望んでるのかって聞いてるのよ。
It doesn't matter. What matters is that it's for her own good.
いつか稽古も私が正しかったと認める。
That's what they all say. Hirasaga just glared at her father in
こ
silence.
の場だけは見逃してやろう。おとなしく帰れ。
Well, with that, Hirasaka's father started to have his subordinates remove us from the room. But I felt there was something off about that answer. Wasn't this engagement for your sake? He had already started to look away, but his gaze returned to us.
どういう意味だ。
Oh, we are playing with fire. I thought this was something like a political marriage. I thought you were using your daughter to solidify your position. For the first time, Hirasaka's father gave a small, annoyed sigh.
いかにも子供らしい短絡的な発想だ。
違うっていうの？
Completely ignoring Alice, he focused on me. Anxious, Hirasaka started to reach for me, then stopped.
先輩、アリスさん、おとなしく帰ってください。私は大丈夫ですから。
Hirasaka clenched her fists. Her hands and her voice were shaking. She was trying to get us to leave while we could still go peacefully. But seeing that attitude was precisely what set Alice off. God damn it.
あんたね、これでも稽古が望んでるっていうの？
何も問題はないと言ったはずだ。
Alice bristled up like an angry cat. She's been doing that this whole time. Maybe it was because Alice was getting mad before my eyes, but despite the situation, I still had the composure to be able to think things over. The father thought he was right, and Hirasaka couldn't endure it, but also couldn't do anything about it. Alice looked like she would go out of control soon. There were two bodyguard-looking men behind Hirasaka's dad.
この娘を連れ出せ。
With that, the men in black suits swiftly apprehended Alice. Alice, no! She could neither put up a fight nor run away.
ちょっと話しなさいよ。
For all your gusto, you just kind of...
お父様、手荒なことはしないでください。
それは相手次第だ。連れて行け。
Alice, calm down. Just, you know...
ちょっと、稽古、話しなさいよ。稽古。
See, I'm not getting kicked out. The two dragged Alice out. At the same time, I was desperately trying to think of what I should do. I figured that even if I attacked him, I probably wouldn't be able to do anything. So what else was there? I wondered if this was really right. I'm allowed to stay?
お前の方がまだ話が通じそうだ。納得してからお帰り願おう。
He seemed to be implying that he didn't want this sort of thing to happen again. Convinced, huh? I guess it would be a pain if we snuck in again.
その通りだ。他に何か言いたいことはあるか？
I'm relieved that you're more of a father than what I heard from Hirasaka.
先輩。
Oh no, this man was probably very awkward. He was so laughably awkward that the only way he knew how to show his love for his daughter was through force. I didn't get the feeling he was lying when he said this was all for Hirasaka's sake, and I did want to believe him. We're children, so there are a lot of things we don't understand from an adult's perspective. Like you say, after 10 years, maybe we'll be able to understand it. But even so... But this is still too much. I think maybe you should talk more as a father and daughter. Hirasaka isn't an idiot who won't understand if you talk to her, right? Now what? They had taken Alice away, so there were no hindrances, but it wasn't like they'd be gone forever.
その必要はない。
Well, I could see Hirasaka tremble at the sound of those words. I couldn't tell if it was out of fear or anger. It was strange. But coming here hadn't been a waste after all. I didn't want to stick my nose in a parent-child relationship, but I didn't think I'd be able to leave without doing anything when this was happening right in front of me. I had no choice but to resort to a surprise attack, meaning I was doing the same thing as Alice. Let's go, Hirasaka, let's go! I reached out and grabbed Hirasaka's arm. We would run past the man in front of us and out of the room. After that, we'd manage somehow. We could run away somewhere until this crazy dream ended. Just as I took my first step, the black muzzle of a gun was pointed at me. Oh. Ow! Before I could blink, bang. There was a dry, hollow sound like that of a balloon popping.
止まれ。
I don't want to die. His words were curt. I stopped in my tracks. When I turned around, I saw the muzzle was pointed straight at me. Oh, this is bad.
ならその手を離してゆっくりこっちに来い。
I released Hirasaka's hand and slowly raised my own. A gun? Why? I had finally calmed down enough to realize the situation I was in. It was insane. It was like a dream. No, it was a dream. Between her father and me, Hirasaka seemed to be hesitating.
稽古。その男から離れろ。まったく。何をするかと思えば。
The side of my shoulder burned. The bullet must have grazed it. Ooh. I couldn't tell whether or not he missed on purpose. Oh, he missed on purpose. Hirasaka, don't do anything weird. Don't shoot, man. Don't worry, I'll get you out of... The gun was pointed at me again. Okay, never mind. I couldn't stay here any longer. I pushed Hirasaka's back, and hiding behind her, I flew out the door. Whee! This had to be a dream. Or was it crazy because it was a dream? I smiled to myself, amused that I was composed enough to have such thoughts. It's just a dream. As soon as I ran out, I grabbed my aching left shoulder, so the bullet had, in fact, grazed it. Ugh. I turned and ran down the hall. I didn't notice what had happened to Alice. Oh, God. I wonder if she had noticed this was such a crazy, messed up dream. Hopefully she wouldn't get violent and fail to notice. Conversely, if we thought of this as a weird dream, then I was sure there were still things we could do. Well, then how to get away? If they were going to throw me outside after they caught me, I wouldn't mind, but I didn't want to be sent off or locked up somewhere. So I was running away for the time being. The problem is how serious Hirasaka's father is about doing whatever he wants. People were free in dreams, so they could do whatever they wanted without holding back. I figured he'd pulled out the gun because he was freed by the dream. But it's not like people who aren't used to it can actually just accept that. People only dream about what's in their heads. They don't see things they don't know about, nor do they see things they have no mental image of. In short, that meant Hirasaka's father had a mental image of such means, so it made sense that Hirasaka would feel suffocated living with him. Well, I guess it also depends on how close they are in the first place. It didn't faze me much when Saki pulled out guns. Just as I was thinking that... Oh, motherfucker. Ah! Not good! I heard footsteps coming from ahead of, as well as behind. I didn't want to try doing something a pro would. Like speeding up and slipping past them. I knew perfectly well how amazing real security were from the Hasuno household. Oh! Whoa! Help me! A door suddenly opened and my name was called. I thought it might be a trap, but there was no need to set one. Someone took hold of my hand and pulled me into the room. I was finally able to recognize who had called out to me. Hey! Well, Asahi! What are you doing here? What the fuck, Blizzard? Without a word of explanation, I was forcibly pushed into the closet. When I saw the quest text, Jesus Christ. When I saw the color text, I was like, why is she here? I nodded and the doors closed. Okay, shh. Well, you think they're just like, I mean, why would she be here? Like, I mean, Tetsuya didn't really say anything. Why is Asahi here? That's so... I'm feeling weird. I don't know, dude. And then Maya's back. I mean, we figured she wasn't gone, right? I mean, she had to still been there, and she's probably gonna be in our heads, fucking bothering us. Oh, and it has to do with our phone with the ring, probably. Oh, god damn